everyone, welcome to After Class with Ballet for All,
a podcast by two passionate adult ballerinas about all things adult ballet related.
and some random thoughts in between.
We're so glad you're here.
So grab your water bottle
Or a cup of coffee.
and join us for a quick chat after class. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of After Class with Ballet for All. Today we are going to give you some tips for training during the holiday seasons. We know that this is a very busy time of the year and we want to help you to create small routines because we know we're going to be busy. So I hope that you all enjoy this episode and welcome, Hannah.
Hello.
So what are your plans for the holidays? I can't wait.
I know
It's here.
it's almost here. It's crazy that it's going to be December next week. I can't believe it. So I know because in Australia, they don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but I live in the States. And so this coming week, today's Sunday, we're recording this. And on Thursday is Thanksgiving, which I'm really excited for. I love Thanksgiving because it's just all about food and hanging out. And we do kind of like a Friendsgiving where we, like, anyone who doesn't have a place to go can come to our house. So it's fun because we have some friends that their families are out of state or out of country even. So they come to our house, which is really fun.
Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. I think we do have the Black Friday, like everybody in the world. But I remember while we were living in China, all the expats, we always get together for Thanksgiving and it was a way to celebrate it. But here in Australia, no, it is not. But we are definitely looking forward to our Christmas. Not just the holidays, but the whole season. December the 1st, that's it.
Yep. I know, I'm the same. I'm like, Christmas to me is not just the day, it's meant to be celebrated for the entire month, and you cannot convince me otherwise.
Oh gosh. So, what are your expectations out of your holidays training? Like your personal training? Yeah, what do you think you will be actually able to get out of your holidays between being that busy, family around?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think this time of year, it's just important to adjust your expectations, your goals. Like, I know for me, I really try to shift my focus to being more about rest and recovery, both mental and physical, and not putting as much pressure on myself this time of year as I would other times of year to really be, just going hard in my training and pushing and setting goals of things I want to achieve. Like, this is the time of year where I tend to pull back a little bit just because I'm someone that if I set a goal and I'm not able to meet it, I find that frustrating and defeating. And so I think it's better to set goals that are achievable and realistic. And like, I just know that this time of year, it's always busier, than the rest of the year. There's always more going on. There's more commitments, more time with family, potentially time traveling. And so I really just try to adjust my expectations, my goals for my training, and really just think more about rest and recovery and quality over quantity, not spending as much time training, but the time that I do have really being present and enjoying it.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And actually, that would be our first tip for all of you out there that are trying to stay active within the holidays. Keep in mind, it's the last month of the year. And I have seen this with my students here because obviously in Australia, we finish the scholar year the same time we finish the year. And I can see my students feeling it in their bodies. They come to class and we have 2 or 3 more weeks left. And I can see I can't get as much out of them as I used to in the term 2 and 3. So with that in mind, remember that your body's also at the end of the year. It's just trying to relax and your mind is sending these, oh, holidays is relaxing, is just taking a good rest. And it doesn't mean that you're gonna stop fully. You can definitely still keep trying to train, but just keep in mind that it might be less time at the bar, maybe more stretching, dedicating more time to massaging your foot and your calves. And that's still recovering time that you are still using and it's still your body moving. So that's
Yeah.
perfect. Adjusting your expectations and goals, that would be tip
Mhm.
number one for sure.
Yeah. I think tip number 2 would be, with all of those things being true that we said that you are potentially going to be moving around, being at different people's houses, being on the road, traveling, having people at your home. It's a time of year where things tend to be a little bit out of our normal routine. And so making the routine that you do want to have work with your plans and your schedule, because no matter what your plans and your schedule are for this time of year, there are some ways that you can make some form of a practice work. It's funny, I actually just posted on my Instagram a reel where I was doing pliés. I was on a trip for work and I had all my camera gear on. My husband and I are, I do photography and he does videography and photography. And we were on a work trip and we were standing around waiting for like the next part of the event to happen. And so we were kind of just standing there and I was like, I'm gonna do some pliés and releves because I had 5 minutes and it's funny. And I filmed a reel, but it's like, it really is something that I do. It's not just something for Instagram. Like, even when I'm just traveling in normal life, like if you have a few minutes, where you're just either going to be standing or sitting, like why not make it work? And I think it's a great tip for the holidays too. Like if you're going to be standing around in your kitchen while you're waiting for the turkey to cook, do some releves. Oh, I mean, use the time.
I say that constantly to all of my students. Like sometimes we think like, oh, I need to do pre-point exercises. Yeah, but your pre-point exercises, you can do them like as you are waiting for something to be cooked. It's the best time. And I love
Yeah.
that because I was 100% sure that that real, it was true. I'm like,
Yeah. My husband is so used to just me just busting out like a little plie combination in all kinds of random scenarios, of whether we're in a hotel room or I'm just like standing there doing them in my pajamas or whatever, but I think that kind of getting rid of that all or nothing mentality is so important this time of year because I think sometimes, as dancers, we're tempted to feel like, oh, if I can't get a full class in, then what's the point, But I think
yeah.
this time of year is really a good time to just kind of embrace doing what you can when you can. And even if that means spending, 3 minutes doing some pliés and releves or tendus in your kitchen or in your hotel room or, in your cousin's living room, wherever it is, that's better than doing nothing. Like, I really think that moving your body is never a waste of time, even if it's just 5 minutes. It's always good to move.
Yeah, and also I know that at this point, most of you listening to this podcast already have your ballet scale, like your ballet room set up. You have your like your ballet bar and your ballet floor, and you go used to this cozy space, and then you use the fact that you don't have them in your hotel room, or the fact that you are at mom's house, or use not having everything around home to okay, whatever. I'm not gonna do ballet because I don't have a bar, I don't have the floor, I don't have the space. As long as you can point your toes in front of you and not kick anyone, you're fine.
Yeah, there's so many things too you can even do on the couch, with stretching and just all kinds of things. Like there's actually a YouTube video. I think you and I have talked about her, Yelena. Her name's Maddie. I can't remember her last name, but she has a YouTube channel that does a lot of like yoga and stretching videos that are just beautiful quality. And she did a video, I think it was earlier this year, that was like a 10-minute stretch that you can do while you're watching Netflix. And it's literally like a 10-minute stretch routine on the couch. Like she does it on the couch and you're following along with her and there's no sound. So you can literally just have your laptop sitting in your peripheral while you're watching a movie or something. Could be stretching on the couch. And like that is a great video for this time of year because you don't want to miss out on those moments with your family. Like you don't want to, not get to sit and watch a Christmas movie with your family because you're like, oh, I have to go take a ballet class. I mean, unless that's relaxing for you and you need that time for yourself. So need it. By all means, if you need to get away from your family for an hour, we get it. But if you want to be watching the movie, there are things you can do even just sitting on the couch. So I'll link that video in the show notes.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
It's a really good one for this time of year because, watch your Christmas movie, eat your popcorn, and do your 10-minute stretch.
Exactly. I love it. On that topic, though, our next tip could be creating a YouTube playlist for your classes ahead of time. Like, don't wait until you get onto your holidays and start searching around few videos. And most importantly, making those videos to be under 30 minutes. Like, for sure, there is lots of ballet lessons and ballet exercises that run under 10 minutes, maybe 15.
Yeah, and you have a whole playlist from, I think it was, what, 2 or 3 years ago where you did a
Oh, that's right.
Christmas, I think you called it, like, the Nutcracker
Then a cracker adventure.
Adventure. Yeah, where you did a video every day during December, and almost all of them are under 20 minutes. And so, like, that's a super fun YouTube playlist that you can go to and pull videos from. If you only have 10, 15 minutes, you can grab one of those. And the fun thing about that is that all the videos are Christmas themed. So it's also a really fun way to be in the spirit of Christmas while you're doing it and get a quick 15-minute little workout in. So that's a really fun one. And then another set of videos that I love that are under 30 minutes is there's some floor bar videos by her. The name of her channel is Lazy Answer Tips, but she has quite a few floor bar routines, which again are great because, like you were saying, if you're not in your space where you don't have your bar, especially if you don't have good flooring, you can do floor bar. So you don't need to have marley floor or a bar to do floor bar. You can just lay down on the ground on pretty much any surface and get a nice little workout in. So those are some fun videos. So we'll link all those videos in the episode description because I think those are a great place to start for making a
Yes,
playlist.
that's right.
Because sometimes even just having to find a video can be a barrier to doing it. Sometimes you're like, "Oh, I wanna take a 30-minute dance class." You're like, "Oh, but I don't know what I'm gonna take?" But if you
And
already
then
have
it
a
takes you
playlist.
yeah, it takes you like 20 minutes for that. Also, something else that we should link is some Spotify ballet playlist for Christmas that
Mhm.
I have found few of them because my students already since like second week of November been asking for Christmas music. I'm like, no, no yet. And they're like, yes, please. So there are lots of not just ballet, but also like pop Christmas music that you can actually use because they're soft and really cute for ballet that you can use. So we can link some playlists.
I feel like that always helps me this time of year with motivation for classes if it's a Christmas themed playlist and music, because you're like getting to be in the Christmas spirit while you're moving your body, which is so much fun. So, another tip that I think is really important for this time of year is to not feel guilty for spending less time in your training, right? Because I think, we alluded to this earlier, but I think as dancers, sometimes we can be hard on ourselves if we aren't taking class at the same level or the same amount of time that we've been taking it the rest of the year. And if our routine kind of starts slipping, we start to feel guilty or we start to even feel like, oh, am I being lazy because I'm not making time for class? But I think it's so important to allow yourself this time guilt free and not just kind of going through it, but feeling bad because you can technically be resting and taking the time away from class, but if you're feeling guilty and bad about it the whole time, it's kind of a
It's not worth
waste.
it.
Yeah, it's not worth it. And so, like, make sure that as you're taking some time to rest and relax, that you're giving yourself permission to enjoy it and you're not lazy and you don't need to feel guilty.
Definitely. But the same with if you actually want to take the time, then don't feel guilty for that either.
Mm.
Because that, like, I know a lot of us, our best moment to get your own time is by getting into the holidays. So if you've been waiting for the holidays so you can have your own time to do more stretching, more workouts, or more ballet classes, or have the experience to take different teachers ballet classes, don't feel guilty because of that because you also need to make sure that you use your time for spending time with family, but you need to have time for yourself as well. And if this is the only time of the year that you actually get to do that, don't feel guilty for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like balance is the key. I think letting this time of year be whatever it needs to be for you, whether that means that you need to pull back from ballet a little bit so that you can spend more time with your friends and family because that's something that you don't get to do. If you have people coming in from out of town that you only get to see once a year, of course that's more important. But if this is like you said, if this is the time of year when you can actually ramp up your training because you have time off from work or whatever it looks like for you, then embrace that. I think it's like embracing whatever this season is for you without guilt, whatever it looks like, whether it's more training, less training.
Exactly. And I think on that note, we can say that another tip that you can use is involve your family or friends in this training with you. Maybe they are not into ballet. Okay, don't worry. But what about making it a a fun game, Christmas family game. Like, let's all stretch. Let's see, we can all touch our toes standing. Things like that. And it will be fun. You'll be challenging everyone. You will be getting your stretches that you want to get, even only 10 minutes. And everyone will be involved. Everyone will be laughing. And it will be a good time to remember. It might even create a good Christmas memory, maybe a tradition where everyone finish eating and let's measure who can touch the toes. That would be super cool. And the more I talk about it, I'm like, I should get my family into this.
Or even just, like, going for a walk around the block after you finish your meal, or if you've been
Please.
sitting all day like, "Hey, I wanna go for a walk. Does anyone wanna come with me?" Like, that can be a really fun way to just be together and be away from technology and phones and computers and whatever, like, getting everyone, the kids,
Yeah.
outside, go for a walk, you're moving your body, everyone's spending time together. Win-win.
True. Definitely. That's a great thing. Another tip I think that it would be very important is to reflect on the year and also maybe to start thinking of your New Year's resolution, right?
Mhm.
On what are going to be your goals for next year within personal life, career wise, and ballet as well. Like, what are you going to do with your dancing? How's it going to go? So, taking that time to meditate and reflect and just to think about goals that you can set. And it's not all about physical, but you will be taking the time also to have that mental challenge of planning goals and expectations and New Year's resolution, basically.
Yeah, and I think setting goals, like you said, for the new year and also reflecting on what you accomplished this year.
Yeah.
Because I know for me, I'm just the type of person that's kind of always wanting to push to the next thing. And I can, if I'm not intentional about it, I can forget to look back on where I've come from and the progress that I've made over the last year. And I think as dancers, we like to push ourselves and challenge ourselves. And that part can come a little bit more naturally, I think, than taking the time to really pat ourselves on the back for the things that we did accomplish this year. And so I think making that a part of that time of reflection and planning for the coming year is also just thinking about the goals that you achieved this year, and maybe even looking back at old videos of, if you record yourself, to look at a video of you dancing in like January of this year and then look at a video of you dancing in the last couple weeks and
We need to do that with your Zoom classes.
yeah. Oh my gosh, we should. I should totally do that with our recorded Zoom because I think I mean, it's really incredible how much you can evolve and grow in a year. But I think when you are doing something every day, the progress is so incremental that you don't really see it
Like,
until you take 2
and you put it all
part.
together.
Yeah, yeah, and you have to, like, look at it from beginning of the year to end of the year, and you'll probably surprise yourself. So, definitely take a minute to do that at the end of the year.
That would be really nice to do. I think even myself with all my students, just like from my own teaching, like I sometimes I feel, oh, have I been like decreasing the quality of teaching, or have I increased the quality of teaching, or am I getting comfortable because I have the same students now that come very regular? I,
Mhm.
the self doubt. So I will be good to like take those videos out and look at them and fun to go back and see that progression. Which is in ballet, unfortunately, is what you said. It's very incremental. It's just such a long process, but that you
Mhm.
have to trust it. And you just sometimes forgot how hard it used to be to do a fifth position releve. And now you're complaining because, oh my God, my peak is at the news. Yeah, but you remember how hard it was to do just fifth?
Mhm.
And now you're complaining because the peak is at the news. Well, maybe next year you will complain because of tombe pirouettes. Good to go back and look at that.
Yeah, it is, and I think when you do that, it a lot of times really will give you that extra boost of motivation. There's been times where I've done that before, where I think one time maybe we were even on Zoom together, I can't remember, but I looked at a video from our very first private lesson together, and then I looked at a video that I think it was earlier this year, and it was more than a year apart, and, like, I couldn't believe how much even just my posture had improved because I used to really kinda arch my low back and, like, stick my butt out a little bit, and, like, my whole posture just looks so different, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's crazy," like, I'm not even moving, like, the part of the video I was watching, I was just standing. I could already tell, and those are the things that you just
I
don't
remember.
notice. Yeah, like you don't notice those things from day to day. But it's so cool when you can take a moment to be like, wow, I really have improved. So that's another great reason to film yourself. If you're not filming yourself,
So
film yourself so that at the end of next year, you can look back and have a tangible a to look at, because it's hard in our own minds. Like we don't always perceive our own growth accurately or our own progress accurately. And so it's really nice to have something like a video that's hard evidence.
true. I hope everyone loved this episode because it supports you whether you want or not to work out these holidays. We are with you. Whether
Yeah.
you want to work out or not, we're here. We give you the reasons to work out or to not work out.
Exactly. Yeah, this episode, you can really take away whatever option you want from it. Take time off and don't feel bad, or work harder and don't feel bad. Really, whatever you want. Like the key of this episode is just enjoy your holidays. Let it be whatever it needs to be for you. It's different from year to year. It's different for every person,
Yeah.
but really hope that this is just the start of a really wonderful Christmas season. And we'll be continuing to release episodes through the holidays.
Yay. I love it. I love this season.
Me too. Well, thank you guys so much for listening, and we will catch you on the next one.
Thank you for listening to After Class with Ballet for All.
Join the community on YouTube and Instagram, or come dance with us in our weekly Zoom classes for adult ballerinas like you.
Links included in the episode description. Special thank you to our sponsors.
See you next time after class. Podcast produced by Mission Bridge Media.